go ahead and dive into navigating the file system. So for example, we'll use the pwd command, which will print our current working directory. So this will just display the current directory that we're in, which will be root. And then cd will allow us to change directories. So we can do cd, let's say etc. Now if we do print working directory, we'll see that we are actually in the etc directory. And then cd, we can go cd to go back. And then if we do print work directory, we see we're on root again. And then of course, if you want to see what's in that directory, you can simply run ls to list the items in that directory. So if we go back to cd etc, we do a quick ls, we see we have different files or directories. And then if you want to specify the -l for a more detailed list, you can do ls-l. This will show you the directories and files located in this actual current directory that we're in. And if we go back to root, we'll do ls-l. We'll see that we have the root folder. We're in the root file system. So there's root, proc, opt, mount. So just like in Windows, the C drive is similar to that of the root drive on Linux or on this Kali Linux instance over here. Now, if we want to do an ls-l and then a, this will show all hidden files. So for example, if we go to home, we see we have the Kali user in there. We'll go ahead and go to the Kali directory. Go ahead and navigate to the Kali directory, do an ls-la. And then all the hidden files are going to have a dot in front of it. So for example, let's just do ls-l. These are all the viewable directories if you don't specify the hidden files argument, which is going to be the -a. So ls-la, this is going to show everything. Now file and directory manipulation, you can do something such as make directory. So mkdir, we can make a directory called test. And then if we do an ls, we see we created a test directory. Now you'll know if it's a directory if you see it highlighted as blue, unless you change the color background or change the scheme or mess with the terminal and change the colors, then you can just look at D. This would be directory. And if it's a file, it'll just have a blank dash in front of it instead of the D. The R means read, the W means write, and then the X means executable. So you have 3 different sets. So these are basically 3 different permission groups. Read, write, execute for the root user or the current user that you are, and then read, write, execute for the group. So this would be the root group for this particular file or directory, and then read, write, execute for others, users that are not in a current group or the current user for this directory. And then the dash, if you see a dash or just a line crossed out, that means they will not have that permission. So for example, in this Kali directory over here, the Kali user has read, write, executable, but the Kali group members will not have read, write, executable, and the other users on the system, let's say we're a test user, we will not be able to access the Kali directory at all. Now let's say we want to create a file. We'll do the touch command, and then let's do file.text. So touch file.txt, do a quick ls-la, we see file.txt. Now, if you want to edit the contents of a file, you can use a tool such as Nano if you're a beginner, and then just write test, how are you today? How are you today? And then Control X, Y to save, and then enter. And then if we do cat will list the contents of the file. So just do cat file.txt, test, how are you today? And you may be asking, wow, how did he type that so fast? Well, in Linux, we have the auto tab. So if you hit tab, it'll auto complete. So let's do cat file tab, and then it'll auto complete. As long as that file actually exists, it'll auto complete the file, and then we can simply just read it without having to type it out completely. Now let's say we want to move this file.txt inside the test directory. We'll simply do mv, and then we'll specify file, and then directory we want to move it into. Hit enter, do a quick ls-la. Now we see that that text file is actually gone. Now if we do ls-la and then specify the test directory, we'll see the contents inside the test directory. So we see file.txt. Now if we want to list the file contents out in a different directory, we'll just simply do cat, the directory name test, and then the file within that directory, file.txt, we'll see test, how are you today? So let's say we're trying to see if we have network connections or we can reach the outside world. We could do something simple as ping 8.8.8.8, which is the Google server. And then we see we're getting a 64-bit response from 8.8.8.8, ISMP sequence, which is 1 through 9, and then the TTL, and then the time it takes. And then we can go ahead and clear that out. Let's say we want to get a file from a specific file server. We can do wget. We can specify the file URL. So let's say https://google.com/funnypic. We can do something like this. Of course, in this example, it didn't find anything, but if it was able to find something, it would pull the file and save it directly to the current directory that we're in. Now, system information and management. To view system information, we could do uname-a. This will display all available system data. So the is Linux, Kali, the version, and then it's Debian, and then it tells you this 64-bit running GNU Linux. And then now we want to check the current running processes. We can do PS and then AUX. We can specify that to see all the running processes on our Kali Linux machine right now. Let's say we have a process that's consuming a lot of our CPU usage and we need to clear that up and we don't want that process to run anymore. We can simply use the command kill and then the parent ID or the process ID, and then just specify the parent ID or process ID, and we'll be able to kill it quickly. So let's say we want to find that file.txt file that we created. We'll do find file.txt. No such file or directory. So let's go ahead and start in the root directory. So we'll search from the root directory instead of the home directory. And then find /. This will specify search from the root, and then name, and then the file.txt. See if this will find it. Now we see we found the home test file.txt. So this shows the entire file path to get us to the file.txt directory from the root directory. Now let's say we want to change the permissions of the file. So we'll go ahead and go to that test directory. We'll see the permissions of that file: read, write, and then read and read. And we could tell it's a file because we see this dash instead of the D. Now we know it's a directory because it has a D in the front, but if it's a file, it'll just have this dash. Now let's say we want to change the permissions of this file.txt to be that of only the Kali user, so the Kali user owns that file. We'll run this command change own to change ownership, and then we'll specify the user Kali and then file.txt. And then we see if we run ls-la, we'll see that the Kali user now owns this file, and the root user group or the root group is able to read the file too. So let's say we want to change that. So change own Kali and then Kali, and then file.txt. If we do ls-la, we see file.txt, only Kali, the user can read it, and then members of the Kali group can read it. Now we'll go ahead and try to change the permissions of file.txt and try to make it simple for you to digest. So go ahead and run clear, just do an ls-la. So let's give the read permission to the user or the owner of file.txt. We would use change mod to change and modify the file. So u+r, so that way we're giving the user read permissions of file.txt. To ls-la, we see that we do in fact already have read, but if we didn't have read, we could run this command so that way we could give the user read or the user of the file read permissions. Now let's give read permissions to everybody, which we already have. We would do change mod a+r and then file.txt. Of course, we already have read permissions. Didn't really make any difference, but in case all didn't have any permissions. Now let's go ahead and give write permissions to the user. We'll do change mod user plus write for file.txt, but we already have write permissions, so it wouldn't make much of a difference. Let's go ahead and revoke the write permission for the user change mod. Do user minus W, so minus the write, and then file.txt. To ls-la, we see that we no longer have write permissions. But if we want to change that back, just do change mod u+w and then file.txt. Then we have write again. And then now it's be the same thing for groups. So let's say we want to give the group user write permissions. Change mod group would be G plus write, and then file.txt ls-la. Now we have write. Let's say we want to give write permissions to everybody. We'll do a simple change mod all plus W, and then file.txt. And then everybody, every user, group, and file owner has the read-write permissions. Now let's say we want to revoke the write permissions from the group and all. So we'll just do change mod. We'll do a group and then others minus W and then file.txt. Do quick ls, and then we'll see we just revoked W and W from all and the group users, or the users in the group. Now let's say we want to make the file executable. That'll be change mod. Let's say user plus X for executable, file.txt. Now we see the file is now an executable and the user is able to execute it. And we see that the file changed colors as well. Now it's a bold turquoise kind of color. Let's go ahead and remove that. Now it's back to normal. Now if we want to set this file.txt to where the user has read write, group has read only, and others have no permissions, we would do change mod user equals read write, comma group has write, and then others have no permission. So we would just leave this blank like that. So it's specifying nothing. Go ahead and do an ls, and then that's exactly what we have. Read write for user, read for the group, and then nothing for everyone else. Now that's it for the changing file permissions. Hopefully that was easy to understand and easy to digest. I'll link more resources in the description to go more in depth on changing and modifying file permissions, group permissions, directory permissions, all that good stuff.